You know I got what it takes to make the club go out of control. Greetings, Scorpio, all placements. So Out of Control by 50 Cent came on, which, to be honest, I feel like someone here just thinks you're out of control, Scorpio. You're just out of control. Someone here, like, you could have like little tics that you do or just little creative things. Like, you could be, you know, I'm hearing Baby Genius, Baby Geniuses. I loved that movie. Seriously though, something about baby geniuses, you could have pets or children that are geniuses. You were a genius. You could have been like a problem child, a trouble child because you were a genius. Like, I got Saturday school. I like shattered a door into the gym. Like, I kicked it growing up. And I was like, you know, valedictorian, AP classes, like straight A student. Like, you know, it was like a goody two shoes in a way. But if something like ticked me off, or I don't know, like when I was younger, I could just kind of act out a little bit. And Scorpio, some of you guys can kind of have that in you. Like, you were kind of the trouble child, the troublemaker. Or you could also have a kid or a pet who is trouble child, troublemaker, or student. Someone here feels like someone is out of control. I really feel, Scorpio, like someone feels like you're out of control. But it could also be another Scorpio that feels like you're out of control. Someone here could also feel like they themselves are out of control. Then I was also hearing Mad City by Kendrick Lamar. He says, I think it's, I don't know. I don't know what he says. It says in the lyrics on Apple Music, which I don't think it's correct, if Pyrrhus I mean, I do think it's in Crips, but Pyrrhus and Crips? I don't know. Basically, if the Montagues and the Capulets, we'll just use Romeo and Juliet, if the Montagues and the Capulets all got along, they would probably goon me down by the end of this song. Seems like the whole city against me. When I step up in the den, they be yak, yak, da. So, Scorpio, you can feel like, you know, the Democrats hate you, the Republicans hate you. The Christians hate you, the non-Christians hate you. The whatever hates you, the whatever hates you. Like, the fire hates you, the water hates you, the air hates you, the earth hates you. You're like, they all come after me. So, Scorpio, you can make your enemies gather together and they bond over, like, hating you. It's very weird. And someone feels like you're out of control. You got too much energy, you're too on the ball with something, you're too powerful, you need to be controlled. Someone feels like they need to control you. You must be stopped because you can't be controlled. Someone feels like they can't trust you because you're not choosing a side. Choose a side, Scorpio. Are you undercover for something? What's your motive, Scorpio? Someone doesn't like that. They feel like you play both sides of the fence. Someone could play both sides of the fence. Someone could be bi. Someone here can have like the LGBTQ community hate them and like the straight community hate them. Someone is like, we can't label you. Where do you fit in? What are you? It's like, I'm hearts, not parts. I'm an alien from outer space. Like, I don't know. Someone here is just deeply misunderstood. And Scorpio, I get it. Because like, you are life and death. You are, you are the death card. You are a very potent and very strong, intense energy. And for a lot of people, it's just too much. It's just too much. But it's not. It's just right. It's exactly how God designed you, and you're necessary here. Something is a marathon, Scorpio, okay? So you got to break it up and digest it in little bits. You can't just go ham for something. You know, a great example of this is like pole. When I got back into it this winter, at first I was doing it every single night, and my body was so tired. I wasn't getting stronger. I was having really weak nights. My forearms are still really sore and kind of cramping quite a bit. But long story short, I broke it up and I said, okay, I will not pull 2 nights in a row. I will do every other night, and sometimes I will even skip 2 nights. If I had like a really long session, I worked like 4 tricks or 4 transitions or something. It's just my workout. That's what I do for fun to work out. I've never worked in a club, never going to, so stop lying on me, stop making up stuff that's not true because it's not cool, okay? Scorpio, you can be dealing with that. People who are, like, that's the other thing. The strippers hate me because I'm not against what they do, but that's not for me. It's just not my circus, not my monkeys. And then the like normal gym people hate me because they call me stripper, but the strippers are like, she's better than us and she's better. And it's just like, I just like dancing. I'm just a woman who likes to dance when I get off work. I understand that some people do that for work, but I just like to, like, that's where I let loose. That's where I connect my body. And you know what's funny, Scorpio? Oh my gosh, this is such a full circle thing. It's not even funny. Because why I wrote down marathon is because the very first thing that actually came through for you guys wasn't the Out of Control song by 50 Cent. It was David Goggins' album with Akira the Don. it's like a musical monologue of songs of his stories. I love David Goggins. So a lot of you guys can kind of be like in a David Goggins mindset, or you need to kind of adopt a David Goggins mindset. But in The Marathon by David Goggins, he's talking about his first experience with marathons and ultra marathons. So the gist of it is his first ultra marathon was not good at all. It was a horrible, horrible experience. And he didn't really understand, like he thought that he could, you know, run a few miles, camp out, barbecue, run a few the next day. Like he didn't understand that it's no stopping, like it's consecutive, like it's 100 miles. Like he didn't understand, okay? So he didn't really get what he was getting himself into, but he got himself into it anyway. And he says, the last 30 miles is when I realized that a human being is really not so human. And Scorpio, that's really why people are ticked off at you, because they realize when they meet you that a human being is not really that human, because you represent life and death. When we are like first becoming human, so we're not quite human yet, and when we have just left human form and we are still in that flux space in between, and you operate as your entire existence in those two spaces. So it takes people off. He says, we have the ability to go in such a space that if we are willing to suffer, and he says, and I mean suffer, if you are willing to suffer, and I mean suffer, if you are willing, you have to choose suffering. Choose the suffering. Your brain and your body, once they are connected together, can do anything. And then he says that like 20 times in a row. Your brain and your body, once connected together, can do anything. Your brain and your body, once connected together, can do anything, Scorpio. Your brain and your body, once connected together, can do anything, no matter the suffering. And you know what's so funny? Is when I do pull, the prettiest things cause me the most pain, the most suffering, but when my brain and my body come together, they can do anything. I feel like that's also why, I don't know, I like that exercise, because it's insatiably, incredibly painful. It's always really funny when you're in a class and there's like people that are brand new to pole for sport, and they're like, oh my gosh, I must be doing something wrong because that hurts really bad. There's no way I can do that. And the rest of us are like, actually, you suck it up. You suck it up. Like, suffering is a part of the human experience. You suffer. It's going to be painful. It's meant to not be comfortable. Yes, it is highly uncomfortable. It's painful. You will suffer. And that's what makes it so beautiful. That's what makes it so beautiful, Scorpio. That's what makes you so beautiful. You are bringing like suffering to people, bringing things up to them, like bringing things to the surface that they did not want to ever come to the surface. You are bringing things to light that people didn't ever want to be brought to light. Now I'm hearing, wake me up inside, can't wake up, da-na-na-na, save me. Is that like an Evanescence song or Linkin Park or something? I don't know. So yeah. He says, I was so driven, and I'm not going to say motivated, because motivation is crap. He's like, motivation comes and goes. It's a feeling. He was like, no, I was driven. And when you are driven, whatever is in between you and where you're going to must be destroyed. When you are driven, you make a way. He says, and I was driven to succeed, and so I made that happen. Now, in the Out of Control song, he says, 50 Cent says, we can't be touched, homie, can't you see? So I'm going to do my thing. So someone here can be trying to stop you, and you're just like, can't touch this. No, can't touch this. And it makes someone so mad, Scorpio. They so mad. Mad City. Remember? It's actually funny that song is Mad City. Maybe you got a whole city mad at you, Scorpio, because you can't be controlled. Someone is on standby. Stanley Draper. Mad Men. You got some mad men here. King of Swords, King of Wands. You could have some mad businessmen here who are fighting over you. You know what's funny, Scorpio? You could have people that think they're fighting over you, but you're like, I'm not available to either of you. Like, you could have these two people fighting over you, Scorpio. Literally, 5 of Wands, King of Wands. And it's like, you're over here with someone else because there's 3 there, and there's only 2 here. You have, like, people fighting over you, and you're like, I'm sorry, but I'm actually over here with this one. With another Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, you could have Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, Aries, Leo, Scorpio, like fighting. I don't know. Someone is really disappointed. I know ex-employer is really disappointed. Scorpio, there is what is this? Something here is a false offer, a faulty offer. Something can't be trusted, strength in the reverse. Someone is weak. Someone gets weak in the knees. Someone let something... I don't know, someone's accepting a bribe, or someone is like, I just couldn't help myself. There could be a breakup here, Scorpio, 5 of Cups with the 3 of Swords. Someone here could be getting caught with the Hangman. There is real love here. But I don't know, Scorpio, something can't be trusted. Something is a marathon, too. So I don't know. There is real love here, Scorpio. Very strong Gemini energy. But someone cannot be trusted. Someone is not being honest about something. So discernment.